Welcome friends. Let us go for next part of the session, that is applications of Raoult's law. Here we are having a problem that we can solve with the help of Raoult's law, and we will go for modified version and the importance of modified version of the Raoult's law. Let us go for the problem. There is a solvent which is of 90 ml of water. This 90 ml of water is having a vapor pressure of 400 mm of Hg, whereas in this solvent of 90 ml of water, some weight of electrolyte, some unknown weight of electrolyte was added, whereas its molecular weight was 20. After adding this non-electrolyte, some weight of non-electrolyte having molecular weight of 20 is added. As a result, it is converted as a homogeneous mixture, whereas that homogeneous mixture is having a current vapor pressure which is lesser than that of the vapor pressure of pure solvent. As we know the relation, vapor pressure of non-volatile electrolyte added solution will becomes equal to, that is Ps will becomes equal to P0 into mole fraction of A. This is Raoult's law. Whereas on enhancing the Raoult's law, we will get another relation, that is relative lowering in vapor pressure is approximately equal to mole fraction of solute. Whereas this Ps is always less compared to P0 because mole fraction is always lesser than 1. It is a proper fraction. Here also the same validity we are finding. Vapor pressure of solvent is, pure solvent is higher, and it is found to be 400 mm of Hg. On adding some amount of non-electrolyte which does not undergoes any kind of dissociation to produce more number of molecules, on addition of this one, the homogeneous mixture formation occurred. As being it is non-electrolyte, as being it is non-volatile in nature, because it is solid, the vapor pressure decreases, and the current vapor pressure, that is vapor pressure of solution, generally given by Ps is found to be equal to what? 333. Now you are asked to calculate the weight of unknown non-electrolyte added to the solvent to make it as homogeneous mixture. On enhancing this one, we will get a relation, that is P0 minus Ps by P0 will approximately becomes equal to mole fraction of solute, that is Xb. Xb is equal to approximately equal to weight B by gram molecular weight of B into gram molecular weight of A divided by weight of A. Whereas here P0 is 400 mm Hg, Ps is 333 mm Hg, P0 is always reoccurred over here. Weight B, this we want to calculate. Gram molecular weight as given as 20, whereas weight of A 90 grams of water, 90 ml, because density is 1, whereas its gram molecular weight is 18. All values we are having on substituting these values, that is P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to weight B that we want to calculate. Weight B by, what is its gram molecular weight? 20 into here weight A, this is 90, and its gram molecular weight is 18. We are having all values on solving these things, that is 400 minus 333 divided by 400 will becomes equal to weight B, that is weight of non-electrolyte added weight B divided by its gram molecular weight 20 into 18 divided by 90. Yes, on resolving these of all things, 18 pies are, and here this is 400 minus 333, approximately 66. 66 divided by 400 is equal to weight B divided by this one is 100. So therefore, on resolving these of all things, it will becomes equal to weight B whereas that weight B will becomes equal to 66 by 4, and which approximately equal to 1 followed by what? Here 6, 16 we are getting. See, already we made the problem in the beginning. 20 gram molecular weight containing 20 grams of non-electrolyte is added, then we got the same problem. In this problem we edited in such a way that what is the weight of substance added, but instead of 20 here we got 16. That is, it is an approximate relation. See, this is exactly equal to mole fraction of B, whereas that was converted as NB divided by NA, but not in the form of NB divided by NA plus NB. This validity is present if it is very dilute solution. Suppose if the added substance solute is not very much diluted, in that case we will get a lot of difference in the values. So therefore there is a correction needed for the Raoult's format representation. Now we will go for the edited format, otherwise the corrected way of the Raoult's law, which will give accurate answers under all varieties of conditions like dilute conditions as well as concentrated conditions. Yes, modified form of Raoult's law. Generally, that Raoult's law says that P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to Xb. Xb is mole fraction of solute, whereas Xb in terms of number of moles of components, if I write, it will becomes equal to Nb divided by, that is Na plus Nb. Number of moles of solute divided by number of moles of solvent plus number of moles of solute. Whereas in order to get a proper relation, I am making this one as a reciprocal, that is P0 divided by P0 minus Ps will becomes equal to Na plus Nb divided by Nb. Whereas this particular term can be written as Na by Nb plus 1, whereas on rearranging the things, this plus 1 if I made towards the left hand side, that will becomes equal to P0 by P0 minus Ps minus 1 will becomes equal to Na by Nb. Whereas this particular term will becomes equal to P0 minus P0 plus Ps by P0 minus Ps, and these two terms getting cancelled one another, that is Ps by P0 minus Ps will becomes equal to Na divided by Nb. Thus once again, on remodifying as a reciprocal here once, we will get the relation, that is P0 minus Ps by P0 will becomes equal to Nb divided by Na. This is the exact relation which is valid for all varieties of concentrations. It is valid for dilute solutions. It is also valid for the concentrated solutions. If we solve the same problem, that is vapor pressure of pure solvent is 400 mmHg. Vapor pressure of solution is found to be 333 mmHg divided by Ps, that is Ps, this is Ps, Ps will becomes equal to 333 mmHg, that will becomes equal to Nb, that weight that I don't know, divided by gram molecular weight is 20 by Na. Na implies what? Here gram molecular weight is 18 divided by what? 90 grams. Whereas this will becomes equal to 66 divided by 333, that will becomes equal to unknown weight of electrolyte, that is weight B divided by 20 into 18 by 90. 18 ones are 18 5s are. This will becomes 2 and this will becomes 10, that is 2 by 10 will becomes equal to weight B by 100. So therefore here cancels. That implies weight B will becomes equal to 20. 20 is the gram molecular weight. Yes, already we had given the problem. We had given the information with the weight of 20. The 20 weight is reconfirmed here. That was given in lecture 6 and this is that is given in lecture 7. Now we are once again cross checking the value with the modified Raoult's law found to be correct. Hence the modified Raoult's law is P0 minus Ps by Ps will becomes equal to Nb by Na. This is modified form of Raoult's law. When a non-electrolyte solute is present in a solvent, as a result, its vapor pressure decreases. The decreased in vapor pressure related relation is P0 minus Ps by Ps will becomes equal to what? Nb divided by Na. Thus, with the help of Raoult's law, we have many varieties of questions. Those list of questions, let us have a look. Yes, Raoult's law, different varieties of forms of Raoult's law. See, Raoult's law, when a non-electrolyte, when a non-volatile non-electrolyte is dissolved inside the solvent, then vapor pressure of solution can be given by Ps. Its value is lesser compared to the vapor pressure of solvent. So therefore that Ps will becomes equal to P0 into Xa. Whereas on rearranging the things, this will becomes equal to P0 minus Ps by P0 will becomes equal to Xb. Xb exactly will becomes equal to what? Nb divided by Na plus Nb. But whereas approximately in case of dilute solutions, this Nb value as being it is very small, it also becomes equal to Nb divided by Na. But in case of concentrated solutions, in case of validity containing concentration associated solutions, then this particular value may approximately equal, but it is not exactly equal to Nb divided by Na. So therefore that value, whichever it is equality maintained, is P0 minus Ps by P0 will becomes equal to Nb divided by Na. Now this is ever valid form of Raoult's law. This is valid in every variety of category. It is valid for dilute solutions. It is also valid for concentrated solutions. Thus, how many varieties of things that they can ask is, here after providing this much of information, they may ask what is vapor pressure of pure solvent. Vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is Vp of pure solvent. Vp of pure solvent. They can ask what is vapor pressure of solution, that is Ps, that is vapor pressure of solution. They can ask P0 minus Ps is lowering in vapor pressure of solution, that is P0 minus Ps, that is lowering in vapor pressure. They can ask how many number of moles of Nb is there, that is number of moles of solute. They can ask number of moles of solvent Na, that is number of moles of solvent. Even they can ask that number of moles of it is coming weight upon gram molecular weight. So therefore what is weight of solvent, that is weight of solvent. Even they can ask what is weight of solute, that is weight of solute. Even they can ask what is gram molecular weight of solvent, that is gram molecular weight of solvent. Even they can ask gram molecular weight of solute also, that is gram molecular weight of solute is also much. Whereas in this particular category, this will becomes equal to relative lowering in vapor pressure. Even they can ask what is relative lowering in vapor pressure. Thus we have varieties of things. One is vapor pressure of solvent, second one is vapor pressure of solution, third one is lowering in vapor pressure, fourth one is number of moles of solute, fifth one is number of moles of solvent, sixth one is weight of solvent, seventh one is weight of solute, eighth one is gram molecular weight of solvent, gram molecular weight of solute, and here relative lowering in vapor pressure. If you can count once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 varieties of questions can be framed over this particular information, that is relative lowering in vapor pressure will becomes equal to mole fraction of solute. On behalf of that, we can get 10 models of questions can be framed over this particular Raoult's law. Here, Ostwald-Walker method, which is on behalf of Raoult's law, used for the calculation of relative lowering in vapor pressure of the substances. Whereas this particular process consisting of a round bottom flask, first one, that is a solution of non-volatile substance of solid type is dissolved in the liquid solvent, whereas the second round bottom flask is the solvent, and this is connected to the dehydrating agent like either concentrated sulfuric acid or the calcium chloride. A current of dry air is allowed to pass through the chamber 1 to the chamber 2, and next it will enters into the dehydrating chamber. Here dry air which doesn't have any kind of moisture content, whenever enters into the chamber number 1, here it becomes saturated with the vapor pressure of the solution. As a result, the saturated vapor pressure associated dry air with its vapor pressure enters into the second chamber, because the air is continuously passes through the chambers. So as a whole, what we can consider is, with the saturation of vapor pressure from the chamber number 1, it enters into the chamber number 2. Whereas vapor pressure present in chamber 1, that is saturation vapor pressure present in chamber 1 is little compared to the chamber 2. So therefore here, whichever the gap is there between the vapor pressures, that gap, with that gap it becomes saturated in the second stage, and then after with the air current it enters into the third chamber, that is dehydrating chamber, either that may be filled with either concentrated sulfuric acid or it will be with the calcium chloride. Calcium chloride or concentrated sulfuric acid is having a nature to accommodate, nature to absorb the all varieties of the substances. So therefore here it will be imbibed by the concentrated sulfuric acid. Thus what we will found is, in the beginning here it is having some weight loss is observed over here, decrease in weight loss is observed over here. In second chamber also weight loss is observed over here, but whereas in the third chamber the material, the mass is going to be accommodated over here. As a result here weight gain is observed over here. Whereas here the dry air is getting saturated with the vapor pressure of solution, and with that partial saturation it enters into the second chamber. To become saturated it needs very little, that little is vapor pressure difference of solution as well as the solvent. So therefore let us consider here the weight loss is W1, whereas here also weight loss is W2. Here weight is gained, that weight gained will becomes equal to W1 plus W2. As per the logical correlation of the things that are going to be happening here, the weight loss in the solution chamber W1, this W1 is proportional to vapor pressure of solution. W1 is proportional to vapor pressure of solution. Weight loss in the second chamber is little, because that dry air is not complete dry air, it is partially saturated. It is saturated up to the vapor pressure mark of solution. So there is a little gap to get more saturation. That more saturation is done in the second chamber. So therefore that weight loss W2 is proportional to P0 minus Ps. That is vapor pressure differences of pure solvent minus solution. Relevant gap of its corresponding weight is lost in the second chamber. Whereas this W1 plus W2 will becomes equal to W1 plus W2. What it will becomes equal? W2 will becomes equal to P0 minus Ps. Whereas W1 is proportional to what? Ps. If I add this Ps, once again it becomes equal to what? Vapor pressure of solvent. Thus here we are having all varieties of information. That is, in terms of proportionality, weight loss in the first compartment is becomes equal to vapor pressure of the solvent, vapor pressure of the solution. Weight loss in the second compartment will becomes equal to difference in vapor pressures of the solvent as well as the solution. That is known as what? Lowering in vapor pressure. And weight gained in third chamber will becomes equal to, third compartment will becomes equal to total vapor pressure of the pure component, that is solvent, that is P0. Whereas relative lowering in vapor pressure, RLVP will given by relative lowering in vapor pressure, which will becomes equal to what? Mole fraction of solute, XB. This RLVP is given by lowering in vapor pressure divided by pure vapor pressure of solvent, whereas lowering in vapor pressure will be given by, or we will be giving P0 minus Ps divided by P0 will becomes equal to what? Xb, that is relative lowering in vapor pressure, one of the form of Raoult's, whereas P0 minus Ps is proportional to, P0 minus Ps is proportional to, if I write once again, P0 minus Ps by P0, whereas this P0 minus Ps is proportional to what here? W2, whereas P0 is proportional to what here? W1 plus W2. This is also proportional to W1 plus W2, whereas by after removing proportionality it will becomes equal to one another. Thus, relative lowering in vapor pressure will becomes equal to weight loss in the solvent chamber divided by total weight gained in the dehydrating chamber, that will becomes equal to relative lowering in vapor pressure, which in turn will becomes equal to what? Mole fraction of solute. This is Ostwald-Walker method. Because why we are taking the help of Ostwald-Walker method? Because always measuring of vapor pressure will becomes difficult, and sometimes this lowering in vapor pressure value will be smaller. So therefore very minute measuring, because that value is very small, every time for the pure solvent vapor pressure measurement, for the solution vapor pressure measurement, calculating the difference of the lowering in vapor pressures and calculations becomes difficult. But instead of vapor pressure measurement, it can be measured for us that what is the weight loss in grams or weight loss in milligrams can be easily measurable. We have many number of operators and methods are there. So therefore logically the vapor pressure equivalence is converted in terms of weight. As a result, the relative lowering in vapor pressure value is found to be W2 divided by W1 plus W2. That in turn, if I write, that will becomes equal to weight loss in solvent chamber, weight loss in solvent chamber divided by weight gain in dehydrating chamber. This will becomes equal to relative lowering in vapor pressure, and that relative lowering in vapor pressure will becomes equal to mole fraction of what? Solute. In that way, we can go for the problems on behalf of Raoult's law with the help of this experimental, and is known as Ostwald-Walker method. A problem on Ostwald-Walker method. Here, the first chamber, as we know, that is solution chamber, second one is solvent chamber, and the next one is dehydration chambers. Here, in 108 grams of water, unknown weight of glucose was added. As a result, the net weight loss was observed in the chamber number 1, compartment number 1 and compartment number 2, and the corresponding weights are, weight loss in solution chamber is 35.8 grams, weight loss in solvent chamber is 1.2 grams, the net weight gained in dehydration chamber is 37 grams. Then you are asked to calculate the weight of glucose added to the solution. So therefore that will be given by Raoult's law, that is P0 minus Ps by, modified form of Raoult's law will be given by P0 minus Ps by, Ps will becomes equal to Nb divided by Na, whereas that will becomes equal to weight B divided by gram molecular weight of A, that into gram molecular weight of B divided by weight B, weight A. This is weight B and this is weight A. Yes. Whereas that P0 minus Ps is proportional to weight loss in the solvent chamber, that will becomes equal to 1.2 divided by vapor pressure of pure solution, that is solution will becomes equal to what? 35.8, that is 35.8 will becomes equal to weight B that we want to calculate, whereas gram molecular weight is 180, whereas water is 18 divided by weight of water is how much? 108 grams. So therefore this will becomes equal to 10 times. Thus weight B will becomes equal to, that is weight of electrolyte added will becomes equal to weight B. Weight B will becomes equal to 1.2 divided by 35.8 into 1080. That will becomes equal to 12 divided by 358 into 1080, which is equal to what? 36 grams. Thus, after addition of 36 grams of glucose, the vapor pressure will reduces and the corresponding weight loss will be found to be 35.8. In proportionation, this will be 1.2 grams. Total weight gain will becomes equal to 37 grams. If it is 36 grams of glucose, then the corresponding mole fraction relevant lowering in vapor pressure is observed, and that in proportionation is found to be equal to how much? 1.2. Thus, this particular weight relation to maintain the weight of electrolyte, that should the weight of non-volatile non-electrolyte added should becomes equal to how much here? 36 grams. Solutions of liquids in liquid, that is both components are liquid in nature. When two liquids are combined with one another, then there are three varieties of situations. One situation is completely immiscible, one is not at all interested to dissolve in the other. Such kind of situation is said to be completely immiscible. Those are benzene plus water system, CCl4 plus water system, water and oil system. One is organic in nature, other one is what? Polar in nature. In between them, one is like, second one is dislikes. So therefore in between them no attractions will develop. Under any circumstances these two will not be dissolved in one another, hence these are comes under the category of completely immiscible in nature. Whereas second one, those are partially miscible. To certain extent they will be miscible, and there are certain external factors that can affect the solubility, like temperature, like pressure, like impurities added, etc., etc. Those are partially miscible. Examples for some of the partially miscible liquid in liquid solutions are ether plus water, phenol plus water, and nicotine plus water. The next category, completely miscible under all varieties of circumstances, from all varieties of percentages from 0 to 100%, that is benzene, toluene, like dissolves like. Similar nature containing systems, organic versus organic. Similarly here, hydrogen bond formation capacity containing ethanol as well as the water, CCl4 and the benzene. These are completely miscible. The first case is completely immiscible, and the middle case is partially miscible. If the attraction strength is strong, they are completely miscible with one another. Attraction capacity strength is very weak, then they are completely immiscible. Whereas intermediate strength if they are having, then the partial miscibility strength will be there, and the examples are ether plus water, phenol plus water, as well as nicotine and water are general examples for each particular category of the liquid in liquid on behalf of their corresponding miscibility in one another. In case of completely immiscible liquids, liquid solutions, if any component is added to the immiscible liquids, if it disperses in such a way that its concentration ratio remains constant, and that particular information was given in the year 1872 by Berthollet as well as the Jelfish, whereas this particular distribution is said to be the partition, otherwise distribution, and it is also known as Nernst distribution law or Nernst partition law. As per this law, if I take an example, carbon tetrachloride as well as water, a immiscible liquid mixture is taken, whereas in that if any amount of iodine was added, iodine easily distributes with some concentration in CCl4 with some other concentration in water, whereas this concentration ratio, that is concentration of iodine in first layer to the concentration of iodine in second layer, C1 stands for concentration of iodine in layer 1, C2 stands for concentration of iodine in layer 2 will remains constant, and this constant is known as partition coefficient, otherwise distribution coefficient. Whereas irrespective of amount of iodine may be added as 1 gram, 2 gram, 1 mole, 2 mole, no issue, its concentration ratio remains constant. Here neither iodine undergoes any association or any dissociation or any reaction with the solvent. Suppose out of two partially immiscible liquids, then if any association occurs, in that case how the distribution coefficient present is, let us see. There are two liquids, iodine is distributed, not only iodine like substance is distributed in the upper layer, no association, no dissociation, it is having concentration of C1. In second layer it is undergoing association, whereas the total concentration is C2. N molecules combines and it is converted as AN. In that case, the distribution coefficient is given by C1 divided by C2 power 1 by N will becomes equal to K. Whereas the next case, if any dissociation occurs, then one molecule is converted to more than one molecule. Some portion of the concentration will undergo dissociation to give X molecule is converted as Y molecule plus Z molecule. Whereas C1 is the concentration in upper layer, C2 is concentration in some other layer. Where here total concentration is C2, in that some portion underwent dissociation. Then the distribution coefficient value can be given by C1 divided by C2 of 1 minus alpha will becomes equal to Kd. Whereas it is having lot of applications, it is valid at a constant temperature, it is valid for the dilute solutions, and it is valid, there is no effect of solubility with respect to the pressure. Under these conditions validity is present, and it is having its application in solvent extraction techniques and all other techniques. This is said to be the nearest distribution law. Partially miscible liquid in liquids. Partially miscible liquid in liquid stands for, to certain extent one liquid is soluble in other, whereas as the concentration of one of the component increases, it behaves as two different substances. See, here A is present up to 100%, B is present up to 100%, whereas from here to here the B concentration increases up to here, it behaves as a homogeneous mixture, completely miscible liquids. Whereas after this, suppose if the percentage of B increases, then two layers separate and they behaves as two different layers. Whereas 100% B followed by some amount of A concentration as increases up to certain level, it behaves as a homogeneous mixture. But as A concentration increases, similar to this particular case, here also after a increment of percentage of other component, two layers will be separated, and here it appears as heterogeneous mixture. So to certain extent they behaves as homogeneous, on increasing of other component to some higher extent, its solubility decreases and they will separate from one another. Such kind of liquid mixtures are said to be partially miscible liquid in liquid type of solutions. Temperature is having a great effect over the critical solution temperatures. See, in case of certain partially miscible liquid in liquid solutions, above a particular temperature, it becomes a homogeneous mixture, but below the temperature, it is separated into two different layers, appears as heterogeneous mixture. Such kind of immiscible systems are said to be upper CST, that is upper critical solution temperature containing liquid in liquid mixtures, because above this level they are appearing as homogeneous systems. Similarly, in certain cases, certain combinations at a particular temperature below, it behaves as a homogeneous mixture, but whereas from the particular temperature onwards it behaves as heterogeneous mixture. Hence these of all are said to be what? Lower critical solution temperature containing systems. There is some special case whereas it is associated with both lower CST as well as upper CST systems. Some particular temperature below it behaves as homogeneous mixture, and at the same time some particular temperature above also it behaves as homogeneous mixture, but in between those two temperature it behaves as two different liquid combinations. Liquid layers are separated, it is having heterogeneous behavior. Such kind of systems are known as lower and upper critical solution temperature systems containing liquid in liquid mixtures. Let us go for examples and let us go for the factors affecting on the lower CST, upper CST, lower and upper CST systems. Here examples for different varieties of solutions, that is partially miscible liquid in liquid with upper CST, that is Above a particular temperature it behaves as homogeneous mixture, whereas below that temperature it became heterogeneous, that is two liquid layers are obtained. Examples are phenol plus water and cyclohexane plus methanol, carbon disulfide plus methanol, aniline plus hexane. Whereas lower CST, below a particular temperature only it behaves as homogeneous mixture, whereas above that temperature it behaves heterogeneous mixture, layers are separated, that is water plus diethylamine and water plus triethylamine. Whereas there is a special case, a liquid mixture which is having upper CST as well as lower CST. At a particular temperature below it behaves as a homogeneous mixture. Similarly, at a particular temperature above also it behaves as a homogeneous mixture. Thus, it is having both upper CST system as well as lower CST system. Those are water plus nicotine, water plus beta picoline, and water plus metatolidine. The graphical presentation of different varieties of partially miscible liquid and liquid solutions, that is upper CST system, that is upper critical solution temperature containing system, that is above a particular temperature, upper the particular temperature level it behaves as homogeneous mixture. The best example for explanation is phenol and water system. At this particular composition, that is 36.1 percentage of phenol and remaining is of water, that composition is mostly immiscible, whereas that composition is also above 68.1 degree centigrade it becomes partially miscible. From 68.1 degree centigrade onwards, under all varieties of compositions of phenol and water will become homogeneous mixture. Hence, such a system above particular temperature behaves as homogeneous mixture is known as upper critical solution temperature containing system. Similarly, reverse systems below a particular temperature it behaves as a homogeneous mixture. The best example is triethylamine versus here water. In this case, what happens is 18.5 degrees centigrade is the highest temperature, whereas below this temperature all compositions, all percentages, combinations are homogeneous in nature, but above this temperature it behaves as heterogeneous mixture, two layers will be separated. There is a special case in certain compounds like the examples that I quoted in the early, that is nicotine and water system, beta picoline and water system, metatolidine and water systems. In this case, what happens is a particular temperature below they behaves as homogeneous, this is said to be the upper CST, whereas a particular temperature above also they behaves as homogeneous, that is lower CST. Thus, both varieties of temperatures are present. This temperature below behaves as homogeneous mixture and this temperature above also behaves as homogeneous mixture. Such kind of substances are said to be are liquid mixtures. Partially miscible liquid mixtures are known as the upper and lower critical solution temperature containing liquid mixtures. In this, the top one is upper CST system and the bottom one is lower CST system. Let us go for factors affecting on the upper and lower CSTs. We will take the example of this one because this lower CST is also equal to this lower CST and this upper CST is also equal to this upper CST system. Here the effect of pressure. See, with increasing of pressure, solubility increases. As a result, what happens is, this is original upper CST under normal pressure conditions and this dotted line indicates the present upper CST system. Similarly, here the dotted line indicates the present lower CST system. So therefore, upper CST system decreases and lower CST system increases. That implies below this particular temperature below, till now the temperature is T1, now the temperature is enhanced. Under these enhanced temperature conditions below, it is acting as homogeneous mixture. Under this reduced temperature conditions above, it is acting as homogeneous mixture. Thus, with increasing of pressure forces the molecule to interact with one another. As a result, what happens is, here the molecular attractions increases. With increasing of these molecular attractions, solubility, miscibility increases one another. So therefore, upper CST system decreases and lower CST system increases. Similarly, effect of impurities. The impurity can be soluble in both the components and impurity can be soluble in single component. If it is soluble in both the components, then it interacts with the others two varieties of components. As a result, solubility increases. Thus, what happens is upper CST decreases and lower CST increases, similar to that of effect of pressure. But suppose if the added impurity is just soluble in one component, it is insoluble in other component, till whatever the solubility is there, now by addition of this additional impurity, the solubility decreases. As a result, the system behaves like this. Its upper CST increases, whereas its lower CST decreases. Implies this particular temperature below only it behaves as homogeneous mixture. This particular temperature above only it behaves as homogeneous mixture. In this particular dotted circle zone from one end to other end, it behaves as separate layers and it behaves as heterogeneous mixture. Solutions of liquids in liquid. These of all are miscible solutions. Whereas let us go for miscibility, what will happen and how thermodynamically we will explain the miscibility is a spontaneous process and why it is spontaneous. Let us have a look. Let us take a vessel which is consisting of 1 liter of component A and 1 liter of component B, which are separated from one another. Whereas after opening the separation barricade present between the two liquids, the two liquids of 1 liter capacity will mix with one another. As a whole, now it will become 2 liter capacity. Component A is spreaded in 2 liters, component B is also spreaded in 2 liters. Till now, the volume occupied by A, component A is of just 1 liter. Now the volume occupied is 2 liters. Similarly, for B also, here before mixing the volume is 1 liter, but after mixing the volume became 2 liters. So therefore V2 by V1 double, V2 by V1 increases. So therefore entropy Q reversible by T, that is 2.303 natural log T V2 by V1 by T, Tt gets cancelled. Whereas the V2 by V1 quantity is positive quantity, hence entropy of the first component increasing, entropy of the second component is increasing, total entropy of the system is also increasing over here. So therefore entropy of mixing of miscible liquid in liquid composition is always positive. Entropy is increasing implies what? Entropy is positive. Delta S of mixing is positive. Whereas the delta G, to say it as spontaneous process, we have to look over the delta G. Whereas the delta G is delta H minus T delta S, then how many varieties of delta H will be there? Let us have a look. See, delta H of mixing can be 0, delta H of mixing can be positive, delta H of mixing can be negative. It can be anything, but delta S dominates the delta H. So therefore, as an overall result, delta G, what it will be? Delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. This quantity is positive quantity. So positive followed by positive multiple, more positive, minus with multiplication it becomes more negative. This particular quantity is dominated quantity, the delta H, irrespective of delta H. Delta H may be 0, delta H may be exothermic process negative, endothermic process positive. In all the cases, T delta S dominates. As a result, the total delta G will becomes negative. Thus, the mixing of solutions is a spontaneous process. Whereas let us go for delta H, how delta H is present and why it is different values. Let us have a look. The delta H of mixing of component A to component B can be 0. When it is 0, suppose AA interaction and BB interaction are similar to that of AB interaction. To make it very clear, I am taking an example that interaction between AA, interaction between BB, average of that interaction, which is theoretical value of one A molecule and the one B molecule. If that will becomes equal to practical interaction strength, then there is no net adsorption of heat energy, there is no net losing of heat energy, thus delta H of mixing will becomes equal to 0. If it is not like that, AB interaction strength is greater suppose AB interaction strength is greater, then what happens is AB interaction strength is greater implies what? Practically A and B are more strongly connected with one another. Implies in that case, here in order to AB interaction strength is high implies what? In order to break that AB, it requires more amount of energy. So therefore that process will become endothermic process. Similarly, if it is reverse, that process will become what? Exothermic process. Thus, practically after mixing A and B, if A and B are more strongly connected with one another, then more amount of energy will be liberated and that process will become what? Exothermic process. Whereas, if A and B are weakly connected compared to average AA interaction and the BB interaction, then what happens? Loosely connected implies what? Less amount of energy will be liberated, whereas to form that one it takes lot of amount of energy. Thus in that case overall amount of energy will be taken and that process will become endothermic process. And here we can divide the solutions into two categories. Certain solutions are known as ideal solutions and certain other solutions are known as non-ideal solutions. See, ideal solutions are those solutions delta G and delta S. These are all are fixed things. Delta G is negative irrespective of quantity. Delta S is positive. Along with this, delta H mix and the delta V mix is equal to 0. Then in that case it is said to be ideal solution. Whereas if these two quantities delta G is negative, delta S is positive, but remaining two quantities differs. Delta V mix is positive. When it is positive, positive implies what? It is having higher volume. When higher volume is possible, it is having higher volume when interaction, practical interaction strength of A and B is little. Practical interaction strength is little implies what? Practical interaction strength is little implies it is where from it is formed? It is formed by breaking of AA interactions, breaking of BB interactions. AA interaction is strong enough, BB interaction is strong enough, but average AB interaction is weak implies to break it requires more energy, that is delta H is positive, delta H mix is positive implies what? That is endothermic reaction. Here these two quantities are positive, hence it is said to be what? Positive deviation. Similarly, the reverse case, delta V mix is negative, volume decreases. When volume decreases, A and B both strongly connected with one another. Then strongly connected implies what? For breaking of individual AA and BB interactions, less energy is required. Whereas when forming, more amount of energy is liberated. So therefore that is exothermic process. Delta H mix is negative. So these two quantities if negative, then these of all ideal solutions are said to be non-ideal solutions with having of negative deviations. This is non-ideal solution having of positive deviation. We can understand this one like this: AA interaction plus BB interaction is broken and it is forming two molecules of average AB interactions. Whereas if these interactions are strong enough, it requires heat energy. So therefore there are two cases. Suppose if it is strong, to break this it requires energy. So therefore plus heat it is converted to product. Whereas if this is very strong, then it liberates heat energy and this process is said to be exothermic process and this process is said to be endothermic process. So therefore here heat energy it is required implies what? This bound energy is required heat energy implies it is very strong, whereas this is weak implies what? This is positive deviation implies what? Here delta H is positive, so therefore delta V mix is positive implies delta H mix is also positive. Such kind of solutions are said to be non-ideal of category with deviations of positive in nature, hence it is said to be positive deviations containing non-ideal solutions. If this is the situation, this is case number 1 and this is case number 2. Energy is liberated. When energy is liberated, and energy is liberated if AB interactions are strong. AB interactions are strong implies what? Here more energy will be liberated. That is what? Exothermic process. Delta H is what? Negative. Delta H is negative. Interactions are strong enough implies what? they comes closer to one another, hence the net value will be little compared to the 2 liters, that is said to be delta V mix is negative, delta H mix is negative, and such kind of ideally deviated solutions are said to be negative deviations containing non-ideal solutions. Thus we can understand the meaning very clearly that averagely like this bond interactions are taken into consideration on behalf of this bond interaction strength. If this strength is higher, energy is taken implies that is endothermic. If this strength is higher, then energy will be given out, that is said to be what? Exothermic reactions. There is a slight correction in the bond strengths. Here if this bond strength is greater, then it will become endothermic. If this bond strength is greater, it become exothermic. Once again, let us go for clarity of this one. Consider that this is A to A, the intermolecular force of attraction, that is not a bond, that is a secondary attraction. Similarly, B to B secondary attractions are there. Whereas before mixing, A and A is there, B and B is there. Whereas I am making A free from all varieties of interactions of other A's. I am making B free from all varieties of interactions of other B's. This is independent, one A molecule is formed and another B molecule is formed. As a result, it is forming AB molecule. Whereas if suppose this particular breaking requires more amount of energy, this energy is greater compared to AB energy, then to break this, it requires energy. That required amount of energy can be given systematically in the form of delta H is positive. That is what? Endothermic reaction. Similarly, suppose for breaking of these sorting materials, it requires less energy, whereas in this formation more amount of energy will be liberated. Liberated implies what? Given out, that is said to be what? Exothermic reaction. Exothermic is possible when strong interactions are practically present between A and B than individual A's and individual B's. Similarly, endothermic is possible individually A combinations as well as B combinations is having more strength, more bond energy, more intermolecular force of attraction than after mixing of A and B. So therefore, this process, endothermic process, and this process is exothermic process. Endothermic implies what? This bond energy is weak. Weak implies what? Molecules are far away from one another. As a result, when they are far away from one another, the total volume occupied will be higher. So therefore, here net volume will be higher and here net volume will be less. Here net volume, that is net volume change will becomes equal to 0, whereas here net volume change will becomes equal to positive. Here net volume change will becomes equal to what? Negative. Change implies what? Here I am adding 1 liter of component to another 1 liter. I am getting originally 2. You are expecting 2, you are getting 2, difference is 0. Whereas here positive implies I am expecting 2, but I got more than 2. It is not 2 liters, 2.1 liter, 2100 milliliters. Like that extra volume I got. Why we are getting extra volume? Because interaction strength of A and B is weak. A and B are far away compared to average A and B distance. So therefore extra volume can be getting occupied by them. As a result, here what happens is delta V mix will increases. Similarly, if it is exothermic process, when exothermic process, it becomes exothermic when bond strength of A and B of intermolecular force of attraction, secondary bond strength will be stronger. Stronger implies what? More amount of energy will be liberated, hence it is exothermic. Stronger implies those atoms will come closer, like this they are present in the beginning, now they become very close, implies what? The net value will be little, so therefore those of all combinations are said to be negative deviations containing combinations. This is the reason why the intermixing is spontaneous, though that is maybe ideal or maybe non-ideal. Then how many varieties of non-ideals are there? Non-ideals of positive deviations are what? Non-ideals of negative deviations are what? What is the basic reason behind the deviation and the how many types of deviations are there? And these deviations how can be interrelated with delta V mix and delta H mix, and these of all things can be given in a clear version This is the reason why deviations are coming and how deviations are categorized and segregated into different varieties. Let us go for the graphical presentations of ideal and the non-ideal solutions. See here, this is two components A and B, two liquids combination. Whereas if it is ideal, so in the beginning, if suppose A is 100%, the corresponding vapor pressure of A is this much. As the percentage of A goes on decreasing, so therefore what happens is its corresponding vapor pressure decreases. Similarly, B's original vapor pressure is this much, and B percentage goes on decreasing, its corresponding vapor pressure in the solution is also goes on decreasing. Whereas when the total A and B combination is there, total vapor pressure will becomes equal to vapor pressure of A plus vapor pressure of B. So therefore the net vapor pressure will becomes equal to vapor pressure of A plus vapor pressure of B, and it will maintain that relation nicely without any deviation. Such kind of solutions are said to be ideal solutions. Whereas second half of the solutions are non-ideal solutions. We are expecting this much of V of A plus B mixture, but here practically we are having present implies what? Practical values of A plus B will be greater. Implies what? After addition, vapor pressure increases. Vapor pressure increases when volume increases. Attraction between A and B decreases. So therefore here after mixing, in A, suppose A's related vapor pressure should be this much with this composition, this much with this composition, but practically it is this much. B is also higher, A is higher, B is higher, A plus B combination is also higher. Such kind of deviations containing solutions are known as positive deviations containing solutions, non-ideal solutions. Similarly, reverse to that, expected vapor pressure will be higher, but practical will be little. Expected will be calculated will be little, whereas critical will be higher. Such kind of deviations are present. Those of all are what? We are having practically less in quantity. Hence, that less in quantity is taken as reference. Hence, these are said to be negative deviations containing non-ideal solutions. This is negative deviations containing non-ideal solutions. These are positive deviations containing non-ideal solutions. These are no deviations containing solutions, hence implies these are said to be ideal solutions, non-ideal of positive, non-ideal of negative. See here, once again I am giving the information. This particular dotted line indicates practical vapor pressure of the mixture, whereas this dark line indicates the value expected, theoretical or calculated value of V of A plus B of the mixture. But whereas this particular vapor pressure will be what? Higher than the expected, hence it is higher implies what? Extra implies positive. Hence these of all are said to be positive deviations containing non-ideal solutions. We are expecting this much, but we are having lower value, lesser value, negative value. Hence these of all are said to be what? Negative deviations containing non-ideal solutions. Let us go for examples. Yes, examples for each particular category. Ideal solutions, benzene and toluene. Whereas benzene molecular interaction strength, toluene molecular interaction strength. Similarly, benzene and toluene molecular interaction strength will be same in all aspects. So therefore, though in this case of mixing, you can't find any kind of heat liberation or heat absorption. That's why delta H is equal to 0. Interaction strength is also same. As a result, when interaction strength is same, there is no net increment of volume or decrement of volume. Delta V mix is equal to 0. Hence, these are all are said to be what? Ideal solutions. Benzene, toluene, hexane, heptane, N-hexane, N-heptane, chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, ethyl bromide, ethyl iodide. Similarly, butyl chloride, butyl bromide. These are all are examples for the ideal solutions. Second one is positive deviations. Implies what? Net volume increases. When net volume increases, when interaction strength is weaker, as a result molecular distance increases. When molecule distance increases, then in that case what happens is net volume increases. Such cases are acetone followed by ethyl alcohol, acetone followed by carbon disulfide, water followed by methanol, water followed by ethanol. CCl4 followed by toluene, CCl4 followed by chloroform, acetone followed by benzene, CCl4 followed by methanol, cyclohexane followed by ethanol. Similarly, negative deviations, when interaction strength is stronger, then molecules will be closer, then net volume decreases. Stronger interaction implies what? More energy will be given out. Exothermic reaction, delta H is negative. So these are all are said to be negative deviations. What is meant by negative deviation? Delta H mix and delta V mix, both are negative. Volume decreases. Similarly, temperature, heat energy also liberated out. Those of all are examples. Acetone followed by aniline, acetone followed by chloroform, methanol followed by acetic acid, water followed by acetic acid, chloroform followed by diethyl ether, acetic acid followed by pyridine, and the chloroform followed by benzene. These are all are examples for the negative deviation containing non-ideal solutions. Whereas negative deviations will form azeotrophs and positive deviations will form azeotrophs. Whereas on fractional distillation of ideal solutions, we will be getting pure component of A followed by pure component of B. But in this case, azeotroph is formed. In this case also, azeotroph formation occurs. Suppose if it forms negative deviation implies what? Maximum boiling azeotroph formation occurs. This is positive deviation implies what? Minimum boiling azeotroph formation will occur. Now we will discuss those things after discussing a small point, that is what? Raoult's law in case of liquid in liquid of ideal solutions. See, here we are having a liquid in liquid combination which forms an ideal solution. So therefore here the liquid combination is indicated with two varieties of components. One is written with the small line and another is written with the star. So every layer we are taking it as reference or unit. Every layer composition is the composition present in the entire liquid mixture, that is homogeneous mixture, that is a solution. Whereas every layer is consisting this particular flat A molecules, A line related molecules are 4 in number, whereas star related molecules component B is of 2 in number. Let us consider this is component A and this is component B. A and B combination is there and this combination is a homogeneous mixture. In that homogeneous mixture, both the concentrations are present. Concentrations of A are present like this and concentrations of B are present like this. They appears to be present in 2:1 ratio. Whereas in the beginning, let us consider the original vapor pressure of A, 100% A is there, then this is P0A and 100% of B is there, the vapor pressure of B is P0B. So as per the information that we have, in case of a non-volatile solute is present, then the vapor pressure of the solution is vapor pressure offered by volatile component. Whereas that volatile component is just solvent there, hence that will becomes equal to P0 of solvent into P0A into mole fraction of that component in the liquid medium. So that I will write once again. Suppose vapor pressure of volatile component, that is A, that will becomes equal to vapor pressure of solution, that we indicate it as PS, that PS will becomes equal to P0A into XA.